What's going on, folks? Welcome back to the weekly Roundup. My name is Nick from the Vinyl Casket on Twitch, YouTube, and Instagram. Um, I'm joined by my wonderful singular co-host this week, Mr. Manny. How are you doing?
What's going on, everyone? I'm doing good. You can find me in Instagram as well, TikTok, YouTube, all those good stuff. Doing good. Ready to talk about these comics this week.
So, if you're new to the video, um, let me explain a little bit what we do on the weekly roundup. So the first thing we do is we go over our top 3 individual picks of the week, starting with 3, working our way to our top pick of the week from our individual pull lists. Then we work on to our disappointing moment of the week, which can be anything from artwork to an individual book, a plot line, news that's announced, anything in the such in the search of justice. And then we go into our top cover of the week, finish up with a little look into our pull list for the following week and what we're excited about.
Mhm.
Um, Before I hand off to Manny to talk about an ongoing contest we're running, I just want to say make sure you guys follow, subscribe to Manny's channel. He does a lot of work every week editing this video, and they always turn out really cool. So give him a little bit of round of applause in the
Thank
comments.
you. Thank you.
And
Appreciate it.
Manny, take it from here.
Yeah, no, we have the little contest that we're doing of giving away points every week if you can guess what our top picks are going to be. And we just decided that the books that you're going to get are Devil's Reign #1, the Skottie Young variant, and X Deaths of Wolverine #1, the Stormbreaker variant. So if those books are something that you want, make sure you look in the last video for the giveaway rules. You know what? I'll put them down here actually, just so it makes it a little bit easier. Share with any friends. Yeah, no, it's literally, you don't have to worry about, make sure you follow us or anything like that. It's just put a comment in the video. Pay attention to our, what we anticipate next week, because that'll probably help you get that point. So at the end of the month, we will round up all those points, and good luck.
You might want to follow us and watch our videos to see what our tastes are like,
Yeah,
so that you can guess
absolutely.
it.
You
But
might
you're
like
not
what we
forcing
have.
anyone. Um, with that being said, let's go on to the portion that every video kind of adds to, which is our brackets.
Yeah.
So we're keeping track of our weekly picks of the week in a yearly bracket. And right now we've gone through a couple months, 3 months now. So now our brackets are kind of starting to take form. So I had January, I had Batgirls issue 2 that won the month. February was won by Nightwing issue 89, and March was won by last week's issue, the return of Something's Killing the Children issue 21.
Yeah.
Nightwing versus Something's Killing the Children went head to head. Nightwing won, and then Nightwing lost to Batgirls issue 2. No, Nightwing won actually. I
I
read
was
that
about to
backwards.
say
I'm
Nightwing
dyslexic.
got beat by Batgirls.
Yeah.
It's not looking
Hey,
good.
you know what? Both issues are heavily influenced by Barbara Gordon, so it's probably the same book. Uh, but no, Nightwing 89, and I just want to share the moment when Manny asked me that. I was like, "Yeah, that's the issue with the lollipop joke, right? Yeah, that wins
Yeah, that was
automatically."
that's I got that text. I was like, of course, yeah, no, it's a good moment though. I respect that.
Yeah,
For me, my year started with Seven Secrets 13. Uh, February was Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow #8, and March was Seven Secrets 15. So Seven Secrets already is looking like it's going to be a huge contender for the year. This went on to go Seven Secrets versus Supergirl, but Supergirl beat Seven Secrets there. So as of right now, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow #8 is the top comic of the year. But that
yeah.
does not include anything from April. And
So
usually, go ahead.
Supergirl beat both other issues.
It's only gone against one. Oh, actually, no, you're right. It beat both Seven Secrets.
Right. That's what I was about to say. I'm like, you only mentioned one book.
Yeah, no, basically, yeah. Well, there's Seven Secrets 13 and Seven Secrets
Yeah.
15, right?
So they beat both of them. Wow, that's crazy.
And usually we have a third co-host. Unfortunately, he's busy today, but his bracket so far right now, it's again Supergirl is his February pick. Human Target number 4 is his January pick, and last month's pick was World's Finest number 1. When we move forward, it's going to be Human Target versus Supergirl, and surprise, surprise, he actually chose Human Target number 4 to beat out Supergirl.
Both written by the same writer.
Yeah, both by Tom King. So like
Which is
that's
crazy
great.
to say in the year 2022, your Tom King is winning your pull lists.
Yeah, honestly. You know what? But it's winning my pull list too.
Yeah, it's so
And you
weird
have
because
it's
a year and a
Tom.
half
You have
ago,
Tom Taylor.
if you were to say, "Oh, all your favorite books are gonna be written by Tom King," people would be like, "No, no, no, no."
Absolutely not. No. I just finally let go of my hate of Batman that he wrote. So I was like, you know what? Maybe he's not that bad.
I
I
think the
checked him out
only
on
thing
other
I'm
things.
reading by him is Batcat.
Yeah, and that's horrible. So
I like it.
yeah, I know you do, unfortunately. But yeah, no. So what's your number 3?
All
Let's
right,
get this
so
started.
we'll get into it right now. Number 3 is gonna be issue 122 of Batman. As we talk about Batman,
You don't.
what?
No, why? Tell me why. Go ahead.
Um, so this is the second part of Shadow War. Um, I thought they really packed a lot into this issue. It feels like an event issue, not just a continuation of Batman that kind of loosely ties into this event. It felt like the whole issue was dedicated to the event. I enjoyed that. I'm really excited for this event. So, 2 parts in, I feel like we're getting a nice build. I was already reading all 3 stories, all 3 individual series that are tied into this, all written by Joshua Williams, which is Joshua
Williamson. Yeah.
Williamson, which is Batman, Robin, and Deathstroke Inc. So I was reading all 3 of those from the jump. Well, not Batman because Batman's 122 issues, but Robin and Deathstroke Inc. from issue 1. And I've enjoyed them all very much. And yeah, artwork was pretty good. I enjoyed how we got a little bit of everybody's out, like every direction. I don't know. It made pick of the week my number 3 pick of the week. I also don't feel like this was that of a amazing week in my poll list, at
It was
least.
a short week for sure. Like it's not a short week, but a light week in general. And for DC, I only picked up 2 books, and
Yeah,
unfortunately, Batman was one of them.
I think I was the same thing. I think I only picked up 2 books.
So
But why
Batman made the bottom of my list, very very
wait,
bottom.
really?
Like it was the first book that I read, and
What didn't you
I
like about it?
automatically put it at the bottom because I knew it was going to be the worst book. And I read my whole books, and yeah, Howard Porter. Not you said something about the art. I don't agree. Howard
Really?
Porter. It does. He tried to make Batman look intimidating, and it's like you don't have to try to make Batman look intimidating. It's just I don't know. I didn't. His art is rough to look at. Um, and while I loved Shadow War Alpha, and it was my top pick of the week last week, I feel like this book did nothing for Shadow War. Like it's not even a filler. It's not
Really?
anything.
I feel like it progressed the story a lot.
All that happened was like the only thing that I can remember. I can't even think of anything that actually happened except for him making out with Talia. Like he shows up and he makes out with Talia. Like there's nothing of substance that actually happens. The backup story was
Ravager
good.
and Robin reunite. That's gonna start something. You see Deathstroke
That's a
and his
thing
son's
though.
going all over the place.
This whole thing was a bunch of scenes, but it wasn't a good story. You see
But
what
it's
I'm
like
saying?
a part of an overarching story.
Right. So and it's your pick, but for
Yeah.
me, a single issue should not depend on anything else. You shouldn't have to
Well,
say this is
it is
part
a
of a
tie-in
different
event.
story. Right.
But
But
I like event. So Hellfire Gala, all
mhm.
those issues were one continuous story told through multiple different series that didn't really depend on what was actually going on in that series, but told in a span of like a month and a half. A like
And that sounds great. So if you had read Batman 122 and knew nothing about Shadow War,
yeah,
and you only read Batman 122, would you still have the same opinion?
no,
That's what I'm saying.
I agree with you, but we're
It
not. We
depends
both
on the
read
story.
Shadow War Alpha.
Yeah. Shadow War Alpha was great. Yeah, no. But I did like the backup story of Batman though.
Yes,
With Deathstroke and Robin and Batman. Thought that was that was interesting. It was kind of weird, but definitely better than the main story.
I don't know. I think the main story eventually you'll like it once the
Yeah.
event's over.
Oh, I'm sure I will because like I said, I really love Shadow War. So the whole story overall, I'm sure I'm gonna love it. But this story by itself, it's not a in my book. This is my opinion.
Yeah.
Not a.
So what was your number three?
I'm not trying to like dunk on you or
No,
whatever
I
on
know,
your picks,
I
but
know.
I'm just
We
saying
know
like
who has the superior taste here.
that exactly. Of course. For my number three pick, I went with Fantastic Four, number 42.
Okay, a
So
series that you've been really into lately.
you know what? If it wasn't for this show that we're doing, I would have never known how much I like Fantastic Four. Like I think I would have just gone over my head that I like him so much. In this issue, we have Mr. Fantastic continues to be cold. So in the last couple of issues, he was able to get the all of the knowledge of the universe from the Watchers, and so with all
Mhm.
that knowledge, he just kind of became cold. You know, he's not a loving father, he's not a loving husband. Everything is logical, so he continues to be cold. And in this issue, he told Ben, "Hey, your wife and your kids, they're dead. They just killed themselves. It was a last minute plan that I came up with. They did it, and they're dead." And so, of course, Ben like gets crazy, gets really upset, and starts like pummeling him. And he's just like, "Yeah, Ben, I'm just kidding. Look, listen." And like they were alive. And he's like, I did that because you needed that motivation. Like he goes more into detail of why, but like that's how cold he's being. Like he literally
Is
told his best
is
friend,
this still part of Reckoning War?
yeah, this is still
Okay.
all part of Reckoning War. She-Hulk and Jack of Hearts, they just got defeated and they're stranded in some other place. And Johnny continues to be on his mission of like rallying people up, like the Guardians of the Galaxy, the people from another planet. Just gathering them to fight against the reckoning. And so yeah, no, it's been a pretty good book. Everything. This is also if it was a standalone issue, it I guess you know what I just gave you crap on Batman. It's better than Batman, but standing alone, if you had read nothing else and you read this book, you'd be lost. But I feel like it's more emotional. Like I said, Ben versus Mr. Fantastic. Johnny has to be with his ex as he's trying to save the world, and then we got She-Hulk and Jack of Hearts. So like,
So my biggest problem with this series, because I'm not reading it,
right?
but I keep hearing you, is that they're it's so not the event that they're doing isn't referenced in any other books that the Fantastic Four have been appearing in.
And
Like,
I think there's a plot hole. I'm pretty sure Ben Riley is Spider-Man right now. Like they showed him. Pretty sure it's him, and it's so basically it's like this is in between Devil's Reign and the current events of Spider-Man.
but if you want to be serious, we both read Devil's Reign, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Devil Reign, the newest issue, at the end of it, it's over. It's still Ben Riley.
Yep. Yeah, and
So
I didn't like that.
I'm just very confused where all these time periods are. It feels like they prolonged things and moved issues down the line, and it kind of is hindering because like an ongoing is happening while an event's happening, and the event is actually behind the ongoing, but they're
Yeah.
coming out the same week.
The good thing about this, especially with like Fantastic Four, is that they aren't really focusing on Spider-Man, so it's okay for it to be a little off. Like, okay, this is Ben Riley, whatever. He had two lines and that was it, you know, so it's not that big of a deal, but
So
it is still frustrating.
because this is pretty relevant, I'm gonna move on to my number two,
Yeah.
which kind of annoys me now hearing you talk about Fantastic Four because my
Which
number
is
two is
awesome.
issue 3 of She-Hulk. which
Okay.
none of that happens in here.
I don't think any of that is referenced at all. I think She-Hulk, you could say that that's before Reckoning
But
War. You
the
could say it's
whole plot
after.
of
It
this
doesn't
issue
matter.
of the last three issues is her and Jack of Hearts, which is so annoying that like they just go to this thing and in this issue, Thing calls her and says, "Hey, I need a lawyer."
Yeah.
And the next issue, the cover is She-Hulk and Thing.
So I think this happens before Reckoning War, because in this, correct me if I'm wrong. Jack of Hearts contacts She-Hulk, right?
He just shows up. He's supposed to be dead.
But they like that's his announcement, like, hey, we need to talk or blah blah blah. And
Yeah.
in Fantastic Four, they meet in the battlefield, like, and
Oh,
it
really?
doesn't seem like they've been like gone or anything like that. It just seems like, hey, what's going on, man? Like,
That's weird
I
because
just saw
this
you
whole
last
thing
week.
is like everyone assumes that he's dead.
Yeah, no, and this, no one's surprised that he's not dead. So I'm assuming
Okay.
this is after the events of She-Hulk's
So
miniseries.
this is after the She-Hulk ongoing, but during the
Well, if
Devil's
you really,
Reign,
it's impossible to do everything within the timeline. You gotta
it's
give
not because
yourself.
Marvel used to do it for years
Yeah, and then
without a
why'd they
hitch
stop?
because they suck.
Because it's not hard to
Yeah,
do.
but all right. So She-Hulk issue 3 is my number 2.
Okay.
Artwork incredible. It's warm, it's colorful, it's fun, it's a super humorous book, it's really well written. This is written by Rainbow Rowell. So I just recently found out that my fiance is reading a series of novels written by her also, so I didn't even know that. So I
Oh,
thought that was crazy. She also wrote the last Runaways ongoing.
okay.
That's all she's really done. Um, it's really interesting. It's well written. It feels like that, like the vibe of She-Hulk when she was really popular in like the 90s, then early 2000s. You know, when they were really pushing her as a lawyer. Um, she's calling around to like clients and stuff, and then no one needs her, and then Thing calls her. That was cool. And then she gets a call from Quicksilver. And Quicksilver's like, "Yeah, I got a speeding ticket."
Nice.
The humor and the writing, it's all well paced. It's fun, but then there's serious moments um with Jack of Hearts, who like is like a radiation character. So he's like hasn't been alive. He never needed to sleep. He never needed to eat. He whatever. He doesn't know what his real background is. He just knows that people have fed him information. He can't even remember anymore. But now he's eating and now he's sleeping and he doesn't need the suit to contain his radiation, and he's assumed dead, but he's more alive than he's ever been.
Okay. Nice.
And the last time that he had a problem, he actually drove She-Hulk into like a frenzy and drove her nuts. So he came there to
Weird.
apologize for that,
Okay.
because that's why the first person that he teleported himself to, I guess, was the person that he had the most regrets about.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was really cool. She also has a phone call with Hellcat, who apparently is dating Tony Stark.
Yeah, I think they're about to get married.
It's so weird because I'm not reading any of that.
I don't know either. I seen covers, but you can only take a little bit of information from covers. They do all the things. So
I know there's a one shot between them
mhm.
coming out, so very strange. That threw me off, but yeah, it's a really fun issue. It's a really fun series. If you want a light, heartwarming but fun and comical series with some action, I definitely suggest this series for you.
All right. My number 2 is Devil's Reign number 6. The
Ooh,
conclusion to Devil's Reign event. Mayor Fisk is no more. I think, what's his name? Luke took over.
yes, Luke
Luke is
Cage.
running on a post, so he's going to be the mayor. Once again, art by Marco Shishetto is beautiful. It's amazing. He draw every one of his characters looks different. None of them look like, I guess you could say, like, what's that guy's name? Campbell,
J.
J.
Scott
Scott
Campbell.
Campbell. like all his female characters pretty much look the same. With Chichetto, you can every single one, you know who the character is, but it's a different style every time. I did like the fight between Daredevil and Kingpin. I thought that was really intense, very
Both
predictable.
Daredevils.
Then Daredevil leaving Hell's Kitchen. That was interesting, and it's obviously setting up the next Daredevil volume. Um, but the best part, honestly, and I can't believe I'm saying about this, but Kingpin has a happy ending, and like he literally sails off into the sunset, and
So I
that's
don't think
interesting.
this is the end because there still is an Omega issue to come out
Right,
for
right.
Devil's Reign. So I'm very interested to see what they're gonna do with that. I don't think we didn't get an alpha, so I don't know why we need an Omega.
I think it's gonna probably wrap up some loose ends, like his son Butch, what he's gonna do about Mike, what
Which is
Daredevil's gonna
a
do
really
about
cool
Mike.
storyline that I liked.
Yeah, I think it's just gonna wrap up and kind of most likely be more of a filler episode of how Daredevil's gonna go from the end of Daredevil's reign to Daredevil #1. That's most likely. That's what I'm thinking is
And
gonna
then
happen.
next week is issue 100 of Elektra, so that's probably gonna have something to do with it.
I, I didn't even know Elektra had her own
It's
book.
not. It's like a one shot annual kind of event. Like I guess that they're at 100 issues.
Oh,
So
so
now
they're just
they've
gonna
been
do it.
waiting for this
Okay,
event to like wrap up.
interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think they timed it
That's cool.
because I don't know. Who knows? But it looks cool. But yeah, I did really enjoy that issue. It probably is number 4 on my list. Um there was a lot that went on in it. I like the
So you
Purple
read
Man's.
Batman, and you read Devil's Reign, and you said Batman's so much better.
Yeah, that's so much
I
better.
hope
It was
you know
like
what. If you leave a comment here and letting know Nick that he's full of shit right now, that's 2 bonus points. That's 2 bonus points right there. No, I'm just kidding. That
um
doesn't count.
no, I just enjoyed Batman more. I like Williamson's writing style. I thought Chip Zdarsky did a good job. I liked how it had all these things. There's a lot of plot holes in the universe in the continuity. I know everyone's like, oh, I'm just so. The reason I used to love Marvel, love fanboy, was because of the continuity. So every once in a while, I just kind of turn off. I thought it was cool. I did like the stuff with the Purple Man's son. I thought that was
Mm.
awesome. And Luke Cage, he was really cool there.
That was
Um,
my only like negative about this book is there's no explanation to how Luke was able to say no to the Purple Man and not kill the kid.
so oh, what series is it? What series is it where they go into the jail and I think it's in New Avengers. I think it's in Bendis's New Avengers run when they're in the raft and Purple Man tries to make Luke Cage kill someone or kill himself or something. And because the power dampener is still on, kind of, not fully, Luke Cage was able to build up a resistance to it. So I think that's still a thing because he's been able to resist Purple Man before.
Yeah, see, I would if you wouldn't have mentioned the power dampener, then I would have been like, oh, okay, so he has been building resistance, but he needed a power dampener, and in this
Well,
he didn't
the
have it.
whole raft is a power dampener, but it was damaged.
Right, but it's still there in effect. That I don't
I
know.
guess
I
I
don't
don't
have the
remember. I
answer.
haven't read it in a really long time. That's like a 2008 book.
Yeah, don't say that like it's so old, man. How dare you?
It was when Bendis was good.
All right, so it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, no, it was a good book, but what's
um,
your
I liked a lot of the cameos in the background. Fantastic Four, Spider
mm,
Man.
Moon
The
Knight?
cool thing that we saw, just a little glimpse, was the new Darkhawk.
Did we?
Well,
Hmm.
yeah, it was
Is
with
there a
Fantastic
new
Four.
one to the new one?
No, it's Kyle Hagen's series, that 6 issue series.
Okay. Is
The kid.
when you say new Dark Heart, is it a new person? Like a new?
Yes, it's a new
Okay.
character with a new
Okay.
suit and everything.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a series that I was complaining about the artwork.
Mhm.
Um, it's a kid who ends up becoming friends with Miles Morales in his issues.
So he's a young. Okay. All
Yeah,
right. I can see where that's going. All right.
he's like a senior in high school.
Okay.
Um, and his best friend dies because of shit. And I like his costume. I like his Darkhawk costume. At the end of the Darkhawk series, it was teased that the original Darkhawk is still alive somewhere. So hopefully we get to see something like that. Yeah. Move on to number one.
Yeah, it's you go.
So if you guys have been watching our show at all, this is no surprise. So if you didn't guess this, shame on you. My number one pick of the week is issue 10 of Moon Knight.
Oh, very nice. That also happens to be my number one.
This issue, it's good every week, every month. Moon Knight's stellar. And I feel like they place Moon Knight into weaker weeks because they know that, like, okay, let's just put a really good book in a really shitty week because there's nothing even came close. And I don't even think anything that crazy really happened in the issue. Just artwork is great. The theme, just the mood, the vibe of the book is very dark and gritty. I love the way he's using the mission, the living
Yeah.
building.
Yeah.
I think that's so creative. And I like how they went into mental health and they the way they addressed the therapist and what was going on with the therapist. I don't want to spoil it too much because I do think everyone should read this. I know the show's out and everything, but even if the show wasn't out, I would highly suggest this book because it has nothing to do with the Moon Knight you're gonna know in the show. This is way into the character's future.
Right.
Um, yeah, I really did enjoy this book. I thought the artwork was great. I thought pacing was great. I thought dialogue was awesome. I didn't have any complaints with this at all.
Yeah, no, I keep expecting Moon Knight to disappoint. I keep expecting it to just be an okay issue, and every time I read it, it's just I find myself truly, truly enjoying it. His ruthlessness, like, always surprised me. Like, he's definitely the most ruthless superhero out of all of them that I know of, that I've been reading. And
Either
I
him or
do.
Punisher.
What was that?
Either him or Punisher.
See, I don't read Punisher, so I don't really, I don't.
I
And
haven't read Punisher in a while, but that's like his whole shtick.
right. I do like his calm demeanor, no matter what the enemy is, or no matter. So, like, right when he's talking to the therapist, and he's just like, "What did you do? You better tell me right now." Like, he's just threatening, but talking. He's not trying to over intimidate. He's not, hey, like, under intimidating or
Because
anything
he's
like
not
that.
worried.
He
He
is
know
not worried at all. He wears
he's not
white
worried
for
at
a
all.
reason. You
Like
know?
like that the event one shot for Devil's Reign when he's in the jail.
Yeah.
Like he was just like, I'm gonna kill all these people. I don't really care.
And
Like
one thing that I find, like, really, really interesting is that he keeps attracting ex Hydra people. First you got Soldier, and then now you got this Rutherford Winter. I don't know who he is or anything. I'm sure he came up in a different storyline,
yeah,
but
probably.
it's an ex Hydra person. So,
If
like,
they're
I
gonna
wonder
do
if
ex
that has to
Hydra
do with
people, I really
the whole, like, redemption. He's trying to
Mhm.
redeem himself with the Avengers thing that happened, and then these Hydra people are trying to redeem themselves for whatever they did. So, and then, like, his other people, like the vampire, I don't know if she would have anything to redeem herself for, but it just seems like that's the kind of people he's gathering. And
Hydra's just
yeah,
there.
who? Tiger?
Hydra is
Nah,
just
Tiger's
there.
there for a reason. We know why she's there.
Um, but in terms of Hydra people, what I would love to see, I don't think it's ever gonna happen because he's not a dark character. But if you've ever read like mid 2010s Deadpool, Hydra Bob from Hydra
Yeah.
is like this Hydra agent that Deadpool accidentally kidnapped and then just becomes his sidekick. Like throughout, like it's when Deadpool and Cable was still Deadpool and Cable, but Messiah Complex had just happened, so Cable was gone. So it was still the series Cable and Deadpool because they hadn't ended it, but it was just Deadpool. So they're like, okay, Weasel Agent X is fat now, and then we're gonna add this Hydra agent who's just forced to be his sidekick. It was really funny. So that would be really funny to be like, yeah. So I was with Hydra, and then I got kidnapped by Deadpool, and now I'm gonna work with Moon Knight.
I don't know. He's just not sounding like someone. He's not sounding like he's gonna fit the vibe of this book.
No, it's a funny character, but it would be funny to see him make an appearance at least. But I doubt it will ever happen.
Yeah, no, I mean, but no, that was a great book. Top pick
Great
for
book.
sure.
Yeah. I'm surprised because Carlos did talk a little bit about what he was picking, and I'm surprised that didn't make number one.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, we know that he's a simp for Black Widow, so
Which
that's
he's the only person in all the people I follow that ever even talks about that book.
yeah. I mean, it is written by Kelly Thompson, who is a great writer, right? So I can see it being good. I have no interest in it, but I will say there was someone on Instagram. I can't remember the name. I would shout you out, but I can't remember your name. But they posted a couple of panels from Black Widow, and I almost jumped in. If Black Widow hadn't been like on issue 12, I would have jumped in. But because it was so far in, and 15 is the last issue for this volume, yeah, I'm not doing it. So
All right. So awesome pick so far. We're gonna get into our disappointing moments. I'm gonna start us off in something that might not be appreciated, but I'm gonna do it anyway. And I have some problems with Batman Beyond Neo Year One.
you're learning. I love it, man. I love
So
to see the growth. I love to
we
see.
we 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 just talked about this issue a couple times so far in this episode, so I guess it's the theme. Um, I know you and Carlos picked this issue up without reading uh
Urban
Batman
Legend.
Urban Legends, the one issue that had to deal with future Batmans and all sorts of stuff. And one of the stories was a Batman Beyond story, which is heavily important for everything that's happening on here. And they don't explain it. They don't go into it. They go very lightly, touch on what's going on without basically I read the story and I was still confused. Like I knew what they were getting at, but like they did it in such an inconsiderate way
Okay.
that like people are picking up this book because it's Batman Beyond, but a lot of people but that Batman Urban Legends wasn't necessarily advertised as a Batman Beyond story. Like there's 4 stories in that book. Like it wasn't pushed or advertised heavy in other comic books. You didn't. So for you to put that out in a multi-story book that doesn't sell that amazing, and then to put a really fan favorite character, a new series, and be like, oh yeah, so we're gonna leave them completely in the dark if they didn't read this.
I don't like it, but I can see what they're doing because they're just setting the ground the plan out for the future. So like, hey, by the way, remember when we did this? If you don't want to be left out again, buy
But
this
they
book.
should have said
Buy
that.
this book. Yeah, well, no, because now you know, and now you're in the future. If you ever feel like maybe if I should buy this book so I won't get lost, I can see the business plan behind it. I don't agree with it, but
Yeah,
but
I'm
yeah,
annoyed that was like a couple months ago. Like I dropped that
yeah.
series like 3 months ago,
Wow,
and that was before I dropped it. So that was like 5 to 6 months, maybe not.
that's a
Maybe
little
like
more ridiculous then. Yeah,
it
for
was a
sure,
while ago. It was a while ago. It was last year when that issue came out.
man.
So now you never mentioned anything. So now people are like confused. Now they got to go back and try to hunt down a book that that shops don't order that much of. It's not like a top seller that's like half a year old now. That's kind of a challenge. It's kind of annoying.
Yeah,
And like if you had mentioned like, hey, like advertise it at least. Like there was no ads in other issues. If you made an ad like, hey, check out Urban Legends, the start of a new Batman Beyond series, people would have bought it. It would have
that makes more
boosted
sense. Yeah,
week of sales.
If they're gonna have ads anyways, they should have had an ad for it. Yeah.
Yeah, which
And the story itself was disappointing.
it was okay. It was pretty mid. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad in any.
I
I wouldn't
think
say it was bad,
I
but
think it's just because it. So like I love Batman Beyond, of course. The show, Batman Beyond, the comic is completely different now. But
did you read
the,
the last
no,
ongoing?
that's what I'm saying. Like I didn't read that either. Oh, actually, no. The last one I did, but what I'm trying to say is basically the fact that I like the show was always because like, hey, this is the show that has nothing to do with continuity for the comics or anything like that. This is just its own thing, and I can enjoy this. Here, I personally cannot enjoy these future stories because is this canon? Is this how Bruce is gonna die? So do I really need to worry about anything that happens until the line gets reboot in Dark Crisis again? Because you know what I mean? And like, is it canon that Barbara is going to become commissioner and become so jaded the way she is right now? Because that sucks. Is it canon that Bloodhaven is going to end up being destroyed? Because that sucks for Nightwing. Like now,
So
I don't give a shit
I'm
about Nightwing.
really annoyed because the last ongoing was really good.
Hmm.
In
Agree
my
to
opinion,
disagree.
I liked it. I got into it towards the end, the last kind of story arc of it. I really enjoyed. Um, and it ended going into Dark Knight's Death Metal because they rebooted the whole line, right?
Right.
And I thought it was dumb that they got rid of a future line that didn't matter, but they thought, oh, future state, we don't want it to interfere, whatever.
Which going back to your point about the last
Yeah.
volume, is it canon that Damien is going to end up where he ended up in that
Yeah,
volume? You know, like
that's literally where I was getting to. They did a lot of cool stuff. So like obviously Damien didn't exist when the show came out.
right, right.
Like Damien didn't exist. I don't even know if Red Hood was out when the show came out.
Mm, no, I don't think it was. I
Yeah.
because Red
So
Hood I
like
think comes out in 2002, 2003.
yeah. So like there were so many elements that weren't able to be in the show. So we don't know if they would have been in the show or whatever. But there's new characters. Everyone likes characters. So you take this and you adapt it to a modern with all these new elements, right?
Right.
And I liked it. I liked the way that Barbara Gordon was portrayed in that last series. I liked that he had like a sidekick. I liked um was he a mayor? Was
Yeah. Yeah, I think
yeah,
he was the
Dick
mayor of
Grayson
Bloomington.
was the mayor.
Yeah.
And I liked his daughter. They had just finished establish his daughter with a new suit as Batwoman.
Yeah.
And now does that even exist? Because I'm really mad that you took all this process and all this stuff to establish that and then never did anything with it.
I was told to just look at it like it's a different Earth. Basically, it's always if it's Batman Beyond, it's the Beyond verse. Basically, just don't try to connect it. And if I do that, I'm sure I'll enjoy it. But with this book itself, I'm dropping it with this after
Yeah,
reading one.
I want to give it one more issue. I might put it on my pull list and look through it at the store and then put it down if I'm not interested. It's gonna be one of those. And it sucks because they're really pushing Beyond right now. There's 3 different Beyond titles.
Right.
Uh,
Well, I don't think Beyond, like Flashpoint Beyond and stuff like that, I don't think they're gonna be the Beyond timeline.
you don't think so?
I think it sounds like it might be. Like I think it's a misdirection, but from everything that we've seen, it looks like it's for Flashpoint World, not
But I'm really confused why these 2 big companies are doing this to us. They're bringing back Beyond, and now all of a sudden they're doing another event with Spider-Man 2099.
that would be a cool crossover.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which both of those guys are like similar, even though Spider-Man 29 never had a show.
Yeah.
Um,
No.
but yeah, what's your disappointing moment of the week?
No, honestly, Batman Beyond was one, but the other thing was Captain Marvel the annual. It's not really a
Oh,
disappointment.
with the
Yeah,
Starjammers.
it's not really a disappointment. It's if I had to choose a disappointment, I have been enjoying Captain Marvel since issue
Is it
like
a different
30,
writer?
26. Yeah, I think it's just an annual is just like a one shot, whatever. Um, but I've been enjoying it since issue 30, 26, I want to say, and it's at 37 now. every single one has been, knocked out of the park. It's been great. It's always been a surprise. But then this annual, it only dealt with things that have happened before the current volume that I'm reading. So I wasn't able to connect with it. I wasn't able to see like where she was coming from. Still a good story regardless. I just think if I had that backup info, then it would have been better. But this, if I had, I mean, I was like, what? It's not the best issue that I've read of Captain Marvel, so that's a little disappointing. But nothing bad. It's actually been a pretty good week, other than that and Batman Beyond.
Yeah. You didn't like Batman either.
Well, yeah, but that was
You
too much of a
anticipated that?
disappointment. No, actually, I thought it was gonna be better, but I don't know. I feel like that one like really was like so bad that I don't even want to talk about it. Like I don't even want to mention it.
Another small one I can complain about is I did pick up issue 1 of the new Marauders ongoing because I read all of the last one. There was a Skottie uncover, so obviously I was going to pick it up either way. Internal artwork was just not for me.
Hmm.
I didn't like it.
Who's the artist?
I Eleonora Carlini, Carnell. I don't know.
Okay.
I have no idea who that is. In my opinion, I hated the way Kate Pride was drawn. Like despised it. Like it just didn't click. Facial features, hair, nothing. I think the team's cool. I wanted to like it, but if this is gonna be the ongoing artwork, it's like the same reason I dropped Harley Quinn. Artwork isn't for me. Like
Yeah.
if
I
it's
can do
too
that.
much of a juxta juxtaposition, is that the word?
Mm-hmm.
Where the theme and the storyline and like the vibe doesn't is so polar opposite in my mind from what I'm visually looking at. I can't connect the two.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like the story was cool, kind of overlaps with Secret X-Men, but in like a really poor way. I didn't like it. Um, I don't know. I would have liked this team if Nightcrawler was on it though. It's I don't know if you know it's Psylocke, Dakin, Aurora, Bishop, Tempest, Kate Pride, and some other character I don't know at all.
Hmm.
And they just picked up Cassandra Nova, which
Okay.
is Professor X's sister, who's a psychopath.
Okay.
Um,
I thought she was a bad guy.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
but like she got like I don't know. It's some really weird storyline that I just don't understand. I'm probably dropping it. It's almost definitely a drop.
Gotcha. I think I have a feeling that we're both gonna have the same best cover.
Nope,
No?
not even close.
Really?
Because I know
Interesting.
you're not reading this.
Oh, never mind then.
You ready? Cover of the week is the variant cover for Alice
Uh,
Ever After.
okay.
It's
All right.
good. It's a solid cover. The issue itself is pretty okay. I didn't know what to expect going into it. Um, I am a big Alice in Wonderland fan.
Okay.
Um,
Are
so
you? Interesting.
yeah, I was gonna go into it either way. I didn't know what to expect. Uh, Definitely on the opposite spectrum of what I was expecting, but it wasn't bad.
Okay.
It's just I went in with no idea what was going on. So when I get something that I was like, oh, it's interesting, but I'm still like, I don't know how I feel about it yet. I need another issue to really grasp the concept of where they're going.
Okay. My
But
best cover of the week. I don't feel like it's definitely not gonna win cover of the year for me. But of this week, it's Moon Knight's Spider-Man
yeah,
variant.
you know what? I did show it before. It is a really cool cover. And I didn't expect it. I almost didn't get it, but when I saw it, I got to my shop a little early. They had all the covers, whatever. They were doing everyone's pull list, and they let me just pick through whatever I wanted.
Yeah.
And I was able to get this cover, and I was like, wow, this is really, really cool. It
Yeah,
kind of
no,
reminds me of that Spirit of Vengeance Spider-Man when he has the Ghost Rider head. He's all
okay.
white and he has the
Yeah, yeah,
blue
yeah.
flames.
No, I liked it. Definitely the cover of the week. By not even like there was no one even close for this last week.
Yeah,
Uh,
I could say Marauder. I could say the Skottie Young
Got a
cover.
young one. Yeah.
Like obviously, I'm a little biased. I literally on my in the binder at the shop for my pull list in big bold letters it says, "Oh, Skottie Young covers." So whoever's doing it has to know not to screw me over. So like I didn't know that until this week actually, because I
That's
saw
fun.
the sheet and I was like, what?
That's
But
awesome.
pretty obvious. Some of the card stocks were cool from DC. There usually are. I've been getting She-Hulk's A cover because it's really nice artwork. But yeah, this cover was mine because I like the colors. I really do, and I like the art. It's pretty solid. It's different. I guess that moves us on to our pull list for next week and what we're excited for.
Right, and which any viewers right now should definitely pay attention to this.
Pay attention. So I'm pretty sure Angel issue 4 from Movie Studios is not coming out next week. I'm pretty sure because all the variants say it's coming out the 20th,
Mm.
not the 13th. So I'm assuming that's an error on the A cover. So ignore that. If it's not fixed by the time we do it, Manny does it. That would be something I'm super excited about. I'm really loving that series. But yeah, small week. I only have a couple books. I'm probably gonna go with Batgirls. Maybe Mighty Morphin. I don't know. That new art style is kind of still
Yeah,
iffy for me. Maybe they adjusted a little. I'm not that excited for Noctera lately. Like it's still good.
yeah. That's what Carlos is looking forward to. He said it was Noctera.
I don't know. I feel like I used to be really excited about it, and ever since they came back, it's been pretty good, but not as amazing as I don't know.
They're still around the same level. I was never as excited about it as you were, but it's still maintaining the level of excitement for me.
Yeah, I'm excited for the Image 30th anniversary issue 1 of 12 magazine kind of
Yeah,
anthology.
yeah,
There's a bunch. So if you read about it, there's a bunch of really cool stories in here from Jeff Johns, Kyle Higgins, Skottie Young. There is a ongoing comic strip in all 12 issues by Skottie Young. There is Kyle Higgins is doing a I believe this is a 3-part maybe series for Shift.
okay.
So you guys are gonna be mad that you didn't read this.
No, I'll survive. I'll be
um,
okay.
there's a 12-part story called The Blizzard by Jeff Johns. A lot of really cool artists and writers on this. So it's interesting. It is.
Yeah. So I am looking forward to the most that I'm looking forward to is Seven Secrets. That's not a
Yeah.
secret. That's what I'm gonna be looking forward to no matter what. But Flashpoint Beyond does come out the zero issue. So
Not
I'm
sure.
not looking forward to it, but I am looking forward
Have
to it.
you read Flashpoint?
Yeah, absolutely, of course.
Well,
No,
I don't know. It can't.
that's
It's
literally
one
when
of
I
those.
started reading
Okay.
and
Okay.
collecting. Um, and I'm also excited for Batman Catwoman because that's one issue closer to the end.
It's a good. It's a solid series. It's got good artwork. It's not terrible. It
Artwork
could
is
be a
good.
lot worse.
Artwork is good. I'll give you that. Artwork.
I like their daughter.
I'm surprised you're not looking forward to Batgirls.
Did I not say that?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, small week. I only have a couple books. I'm probably gonna go with Batgirls. I thought I did. I think that's the first thing I said.
You
was
said Angel.
Batgirls.
You said Angel.
I said I would be, then I said Batgirls.
I didn't hear it.
Well, obviously it's Batgirls. Like Batgirls is the shit. Corona is the man, bro. Those interiors are sick. I don't care what Manny says. Those interiors are sick.
Mm, no, but yeah, no, that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah,
Seven Secrets,
it's
which
small
which
week.
is sad
Very
though
small week.
because yeah, you know what? This week I had mainly Marvel books, like two indies and two DC. This one's all DC except for three indies, and I only have 7 books. Damn,
No Marvel.
no Marvel.
All right, so that is our episode of the weekly roundup.
Yeah, pretty quick
Your
episode.
yeah,
Yeah.
your go-to source for everything that matters from Manny and Nick.
Yes,
Obviously, Carlos isn't here
absolutely.
because he doesn't matter. But for the contest, definitely pay attention to what we say because it might influence next week's picks.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then speaking of the contest, right now I will say I won't give an update like this every single time, but right now I think Brian LCS is in the lead. He said that what was it called? Alice was going to be your top pick, so
Which
he
is
got that
not.
wrong, but
Yes.
he still got that point for commenting. So make sure you comment.
He said that we were all gonna pick indies. And
Yes.
none of us
No,
picked indies.
not one indie. Not even Carlos. I don't know what he picked, but not even
No,
Carlos.
his was all main company books.
Yep. All Marvel.
All Marvel. What was the third pick?
Strange.
Oh, I dropped it.
Of course. It's a good book, so you don't want it.
I like the first issue. I skimmed through it in the shop, right?
How are you gonna drop? Did you? Oh yeah, you didn't read this one, so never mind. Never mind.
I
Because
skimmed through it and
the
it
ending
didn't
of
seem
it, though,
interesting to me.
the ending of it would have got you.
I skimmed through it. I didn't see anything through the whole issue that I cared about. I'll read it in
Skimming and
3 months.
reading are two different things.
I'll read it in 3 months.
Okay.
Well, guys, this has been the weekly roundup. I am Nick from Vinyl Casket Comics. This is Manny from Manny Reads Comics. You are checking us out most likely on the Manny Reads Comics YouTube channel, home to the greatest reviews on the universe. Hit the subscribe button, drop a comment, enter the contest. It's going to be a lot of fun. Give these guys some competition. Put us through the ringer. Judge me.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, guys. See you later.